So in this episode, we're going to look at rolling circles. We've done a video on them before, but I think we used the Pyro Trainer last time. So this time we're going to do it without the Pyro Trainer and do it in a way that you could actually learn at the field. So we'll start off with a square of rolls. And that means you're going to go into a hover right in front of yourself, side on. And ideally you want to have a cone in the background or a beacon or something, some sort of marker that you can use. We're going to use the top of the hanger. And we're just going to do a half roll to the left or away from ourselves. Now the model's going to move around. It's going to move away. It's going to move all over the place. And what you want to do is just get control, bring it back, put it exactly where it was before, and then you can do the second half roll. And we'll do that again. And you'll find that the model will move around when you do the half roll. No one's really super fantastic at this just straight from the off. It certainly comes with practice. So now we turn tail in, so we've turned 90 degrees. We'll do the same again. Half roll to the left, stabilize it. It moves around, bring it back, and then do the second half roll. The same again. You may see it's gone off to the left a bit there, but you just bring it back, get it into a nice stable hover. And that just the act of bringing it back from that side and then putting it into a stable hover is really, really great work for your orientation stuff. You'll find you'll just, after a couple of minutes of this, you'll actually get better, you'll get faster at stabilizing it, and you won't wander as much. We'll do another 90-degree turn. Now you're going to be rolling left, which is towards yourself. Stabilize it, get it absolutely perfect. Do another half roll. And we'll just do one more. And half roll. And then we'll turn 90 degrees to nose in for the last one. So get it nice and stable, pop the collective, roll it over, then bring it back to where it was. You see, the model is all over the place. It's absolutely fine. Right, and that was the first square of rolls. So now we're going to do a diagonal square of rolls. So from this position, we're going to turn 45 degrees. And you're going to do that roll to the left again, half roll to the left. You're going to stabilize it, half roll to the left. And the act of stabilizing it is really going to help you with things like keeping the forward momentum and stopping it from going too fast, because you're having to play with that nose up, nose down attitude to get it to bring it back to where you want it. So this is really, really going to help. Half roll, turn 90 degrees. So we're 45 degrees that way now. Half roll. Yeah, half roll. So 45 degrees nose in now. Take it back. And when you're going through these exercises, you'll figure out which ones are your weakest. So the tail in, you might find that you do really, really well. The model hardly drifts and you can bring it back almost immediately. Whereas you'll find like something like the 45-degree nose in, maybe the model is shooting off somewhere. And also it takes you a lot longer to stabilize it and bring it back. And that's all really great because you're identifying your weaknesses and you know that you've now got orientations that you need to work on. And we're now 45, we're doing the last leg now, so 45, roll to the left, stabilize it, roll to the left. Oops, no good. Okay, and bringing it back is the most important part. So you've got to bring it back, stabilize it, before you even think about doing that second half roll. Okay. Now we're going to take both of those exercises and we're going to turn it into a circuit. Still non-moving for now. So half roll, stabilize, half roll, stabilize. Now we're going to move the model forward and start a circuit. I'm going to get to about the 45-degree angle. I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to do the half roll again. Stabilize it, half roll, stabilize it, and creep forward. Now we've got the tail pointing behind us somewhere. Same again, half roll, stabilize it. And if the model's drifting forward and backward, that's absolutely fine. Just bring it back to where it should be. And just the act of that you're now being forced to control the movement forward and backwards is going to be great for when you start doing the rolling circles, because you're going to have control over the speed. So stabilize it, half roll, stabilize it, bring it round to the next 45-degree position, half roll again, half roll again. And you don't want to rush these. There's literally no reason to rush them. The more work you do here, basically the less work that you're going to do later on. And also it's going to mean that you're going to have full control later on. So you definitely want to get this absolutely perfect. In fact, I'll do another roll over here. So one of the really difficult things about rolling circuits is people find it very difficult to roll towards themselves. I think the vast majority of pilots find rolling away much easier. Now the problem is that when you go round a circuit and you get to the far end, so we're at the far opposite side of the circuit now, we're rolling towards ourselves. So the model's in a position where it's a long way away and you're doing your weakest orientation. So you definitely want to practice that one. So now we're going to move forward, bring it to the next 45-degree position. Half roll. Half roll. Then you're going to bring it to that 90, where the nose is pointing somewhere behind you. Bring it to the last 45-degree position. Roll to the left. Roll to the left. And then bring it back to where you are in front of you. All right, so not bad. Those 3 exercises were pretty good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be moving slightly on this one. So we want to enter at a slight forward speed. And we're going to do a half roll as it gets in front of us. And then we're going to turn. So keep moving. We get to the 45 position. We'll do a half roll. Keep moving forward, keep turning, get to that, get to the tail in position. Half roll. Moving forward. Half roll again. Keep moving forward. So now you're side on. Move to that 45 position. Roll. 90. Roll. Last 45. Half roll. And that's it. Okay, so we'll do that. That was the slow one. So now we're going to do a medium speed circuit of half rolls. A little bit quicker. Half roll. Now here you might have a little bit of bank. Get to that 45, half roll. So you're doing it a little bit faster here, but you're still just doing the half rolls. Really easy. Really controlled. Nose in position. 45. And you're really just controlling the speed on that one, which is what you're going to need. Right, so we're going to do this one slightly faster again. Half roll, turn it, bank it, get to 45, half roll, turn, bank, tail in, half roll. And what you're looking for here is to be using the rudder. So you roll it over, you use rudder and a bit of bank to turn it around. And the purpose of that is that when you're doing this as a flowing rolling circle, you want to be using rudder both ways up. Sometimes you'll find that a pilot will tend to do a rudder correction when they're upright because they're really comfortable with it. But then as soon as they go inverted, they just kind of freeze. So you want to be getting used to using a rudder both upright and inverted. Okay, so this is the circuit of just free half rolls. So you just, every time you get stabilized, just do a half roll. We're just joining those half rolls, getting them closer and closer. And we're completely in control. We can slow it down, we can speed it up whenever we like. You should have no problem with this at all. And you'll find that you start going to be blending the rudder. If you keep practicing like this, you'll blend the rudder in. So as it comes over, you'll start correcting, already putting in the rudder direction for the change. Right, so the next big step, the kind of the last step now that you want to be doing, because you've got full control, is that we're going to add elevator when you're in knife edge. So as you go knife edge, you push the elevator to get that rotation. Elevator, forward elevator, backward elevator. Just try practicing those. And you've still got full control, so as you come down and you're inverted, you've done this before, it's the same thing. Knife edge, elevator, complete the roll. Knife edge, elevator, complete the roll. And the reason you want to add elevator in is because when you're doing really fast rolling circuits, as you go elevator, you're actually going to be pulling the nose in and down. So here we're going to push the nose in and down using elevator. Pull the nose in and down. Push the nose in and down. So what that does is at the knife edge, it's going to be making us turn into the circle as we push in. But also it's pulling the nose down, which will give us forward speed. So pull that nose over. And you can see someone who doesn't necessarily have full control and they're just using elevator to do the turn. So if you just use elevator and you don't use rudder, you end up with a really messy rolling circuit, which looks a little bit something like this. And it really isn't great looking. But because you've learned rudder, you're going to make it a little bit more subtle, turn with a rudder, a little bit more subtle. So you're doing a little bit less elevator and you're doing some of the turn with the rudder. So elevator in and down, rudder. Elevator in and down, rudder. Okay, and now you have control of the mechanics to do a rolling circuit. What can happen is if you stop concentrating or stop seeing where the model is, it can get away from you. So you just want to regain control of the model by just seeing where it is. So if it starts getting away, just turn it into halves. See that model. So inverted, upright, inverted, upright, inverted, upright, inverted, upright. And that's it. You just keep practicing those. You can go back to the original square of rolls and square of half rolls to find your weaknesses. But it's really it's a great maneuver. It's certainly nothing to be afraid of. And once you get control and you can rocket them around the field, they really are fantastic. And the way that we've learned them here, you can do the same if you want to learn outside rolling, rolls that go outside. So now we're going to roll to the outside. It's a little bit more tricky than rolling inside because the model tends to stall. And you kind of have to balance it against the outside. But if you attack it in the same way, by starting with the square of rolls, it's certainly doable and not difficult. You can definitely do this in real life, as long as you keep the model at a decent height. So let me know what you thought of this one, and good luck. Until next time.